Hello everybody, it's Gloria from Gigi the Crochet Queen. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you, Dr. Katrina, for your continued membership, and for all of my new subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for returning. This tutorial will be on the second part of my basic crochet for those that are new to crochet, those that are interested in starting to learn to crochet. So my first video was about the crochet hooks, and I will link that to this video just in case you didn't get to see it. This one will be about yarn. Everybody loves the yarn. Everybody wants to feel the yarn to see if it's soft or not. And there are so many types of yarn that you can crochet with. And so this will be just like a basic introduction to the different types of yarn. Now, if you are new to crochet and you don't want to spend a lot of money, the Dollar Tree has the Just yarn. This is a 4-weight yarn, and now the Dollar Tree is $1.25 tree. So it's 100% acrylic, and this is usually the yarn that most crocheters start with, is acrylic yarn. It is 109 yards, and you can get maybe a hat out of this. I haven't tried it, but I think you can. I do not look at the meters. I always look at the yards since I am American, but other countries do look at the meters. So this is 109 yards and 100 meters, and it is 1.76 ounces, which is 50 grams. And sometimes, I don't know if Wish still exists, but Wish used to show you these big balls of yarn. You're thinking it's a big yarn, and they have 50 grams. So now you basically know what 50 grams is. It's not a big ball of yarn, it's a small. So don't get caught up in that little tricky trick, because a whole lot of us have. But this is very soft yarn. I do like it. I use it. And again, it's only $1.25. You can get 2 skeins of this and play around with it. And some of the Dollar Trees, mine just started carrying a crochet hook. It only had the 5.5, which is an eye hook. And you can do a lot with an eye hook. Then this is Big Twist. This is also a 4-weight medium yarn. This one has 380 yards, 6 ounces, 347 meters, 170 grams. So you can see the immense difference of these two yarns. Now, what I like about Big Twist is that they have this little diagram on it that tells you if you're making a scarf, or if you're making a hat, or if you're making an adult size sweater, or this looks like a blanket. But it tells you how many skeins per project you would need to make those items. So even though Joanne is not around, I believe Premier now sells this, and also the Michaels will be selling it as well. But it's always a good thing to know, I'm just covering my face, good thing to know how many skeins of yarn. Some people say skein, I say skeins. That's what I learned, that's what I say. So you need to know how many you need in order to make your project. This is really soft for like doing blankets and things like that. It's a little on the softer side if you want something to keep a shape, like if you make a hat that you wanted to have a little bit of shape to it. My suggestion is to go to Red Heart. Now, I don't have a Red Heart skein here, but I'll get one. So those are 4-weight yarns. Now this is Lion Brand, And this is a 3-weight yarn, and it is ice cream. And this is really geared towards babies because it's really soft. I don't use it for baby things. I use it for lightweight, flowy things that I want to make. If I want to make a shawl, but I don't want a heavy shawl. I'm in South Florida, so I don't really want heavy stuff. And I really don't want a whole lot of acrylic on me because it's hot. But you can do a shawl, you can do a net, scarf, a hat, anything that you want to make, you know, you can do with this. But, you know, really for baby stuff, it's really good. Now this one is a 3-weight yarn, so it's thinner than the 4-weight yarn, which you can see is much thicker. This one is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 394 yards, 360 meters, and it again is 100% acrylic yarn. So, and these are great for if you like to see your color change. Now it has a longer lengths of the same color, but it works up pretty nice. I really like this yarn. Then we have cotton yarn, and this is yarn is from, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby, and this is a 4-weight cotton, and you can see the thickness in there. And this is a, I believe, 2-weight cotton. I don't have the label, but this is a 2-weight cotton from Ice. This is one of the Ice yarns, and you can see they're about the same weight. And cotton yarn is great for making purses. If you do amigurumis, cotton yarn is great for amigurumis. You can make clothing items with this as well. For me, in the summertime, cotton is the one because cotton is breathable and it cools you, unlike acrylic. This one is also a cotton for medium weight. This is the Peaches and Cream Stripey, and it's a cute one. Again, you can make coasters. I always recommend do coasters and things for the kitchen in 100% cotton. That way you don't burn yourself, and it doesn't melt when you put something hot on it like acrylic would do if it's really hot. So those are some of the smaller ones. And then we have, this is 10, which is actually I have another one here, the purple one. I'm trying to find it, but this is number 10 crochet thread, and I pretty much use this to make earrings. People use them for doilies, I believe, bedspreads. If you're that adventurous, I am not, but this is some very thin yarn, as you can see, and this is 0 weight. So that, and this is the one in green that I have. And as you can see, you could use this for a very, they are very big spools of thread. I'm trying to see if anywhere it tells you how much it is. And I don't see where it tells you how much is on here. Oh, there it is, 350 yards. But 350 yards of this compared to 394 yards of this, as you can see, that's a big difference. But as I said, I usually do earrings with this. And then this is my favorite one, the Fashion 3. And this is a 1 weight. And I prefer to use this to do the earrings, even though you can't always, but because it is thicker than this. You can see they are thicker. And I can work with this a lot easier. But if you want your earrings, if you're making a bigger earring, yeah, this is probably the go-to. And let me get the Lion brand one so you can see. Okay, so I said Lion brand, but I really meant Red Heart. And this is the Red Heart yarn. And they are of the same thickness, but they definitely are not the same softness. Now, Red Heart is what I started with eons ago, and it is pretty much a go-to for a lot of us crocheters. And then Joann's decided they would make their big twist, which is much softer. But one thing about Red Heart, if you do make an item with it, when you wash it, it definitely softens up. So keep that in mind. It starts off stiff, but it will soften up. So those, and then let me reach over here. Now this is t-shirt yarn, as you can see. It's from Bobby Long. And this is good for baskets, for purses. That's all I've seen done with it. Baskets and purses. And this is one of, if you've seen the flower purses, I used the t-shirt yarn to make this. And as you can see, I have no more. And I refuse to buy any more. And I might have to just do a round one and a side to finish it off. I did this so long ago, and I just let it sit because I don't have another skein of this color. At least I can't find it if I do have it. Now this yarn is, for me, it's tough to work with. You got to use at least a 6mm, to me, at least a 6mm hook, a J hook. This is no joke on the hands. It takes a lot. But if your hands don't have that issue, go for it. I watch a lot of YouTubers, usually they're from other countries, that use this all of the time to make beautiful purses. So those are just some of the yarns. Now, the big names in yarns is Red Heart and Lion brand. Let me think. Big Twist is, Premier is another big name. But Big Twist was Joann's, but now it'll be sold by other people because, as we know, Joann's is long gone. Let me think. Hobie, I think it's Hobie. Hobie, they are in, I can't remember what country they're in, but I've purchased a lot of yarn. The thing about purchasing yarn overseas is that usually you have to buy sometimes at least $100 worth of it in order to get free shipping. And I just found a new company, Crochet. They are in Daytona, Florida, so I plan to do a field trip there one day, hopefully soon, just so I can see it and, give the small business owners some business, and just to be able to introduce her to some other people. Maybe other people don't know about her. Who else is a big company? Yarnspiration. And I think Yarnspiration owns one of the other yarns. Might be Red Heart. me see on this label. Yep, Yarnspirations. So Red Heart is under Yarnspirations. And this is made in Turkey. That was one of the things. Oh, and Walmart has their own brand, Mainstay. I think it's Mainstay. Their first batch of yarns that they had was made in China, and it was not. It didn't feel good at all. And then they switched to Turkey, and the Turkey yarn was very nice. I have found, of all the yarns that I do purchase, the yarns usually from Turkey are very, very nice. Very nice yarn. But as I say, you got to spend a little so you can get the free shipping, because the shipping is not cheap at all. I am following a crocheter. She makes beautiful dolls, and I'm working on one of her dolls now, one of her doll patterns. And she has a specific yarn that is from Alizé, and I wanted to buy it, but the shipping was more than the yarn itself. So I said, forget it. I am going to find something comparable and be happy. And that's pretty much what I'll be doing. But again, if you have any questions, just leave me a comment. Let me know. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope you got some worth out of this. And as I say, if you're new to crochet, I would suggest that you go to your local Dollar Tree or to Walmart, because their yarns are not that expensive. Their name brand yarn is not that expensive, so that you can just play around with it. You know, get a hook, go to the Dollar Tree and get a hook if they have them, or just buy one hook, an H hook or an I hook, or 5.0, which is H, or 5.5, which is I. And those are good hooks to start with to get yourself used to it. One of the things about crocheting, they have people that hold the hook like a knife, which I do. That was the way I was taught. That's the way I can do it. I cannot do it. The other way is the pencil. They hold it like a pencil. I can't do that. I've even tried to do it, but it's not comfortable for me because I've always held it like a knife. And on my next video, I think I will just show you how to start the slip knot and chain. I'll use maybe different yarns so you can see the different hook sizes with the different yarns, and you can hold the hook however you find it comfortable for you. As I said, I am a knifer. I cannot do the pencil, but I can show you, but I cannot crochet that way. But there are a lot of crocheters on YouTube. We all crochet differently. So like I did, I found someone that crochets similar to the way I did, and that's usually my go-to person for things, go-to persons, because there's several of them. But you know, we all have to find our person, like with everything. So I hope that you have enjoyed this short video, and I hope you learned something. And again, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, week, night, morning. Until my next video or my next live, everybody stay safe, keep crocheting. Bye-bye.